ladies and gentlemen, the next contest is set for one fall and is sanctioned by the National Wrestling Alliance. And now, introducing first. From Atlanta, Georgia, he weighs 251 pounds, Andy Anderson! Nothing's gonna change. I'll never be the same. It's always do this, do that, everything they want. And his opponent.
Right, the final matchup, the remnants of our six-man tag at our last event. Referee Brooklyn Page calling for the bell here as we get going. Payne versus Andy Anderson is the final matchup for these three, and we got a little stare down going here, folks. Forehead to forehead, these two behemoths in the ring going at it. We'll see who is it turns out to be the alpha male in this matchup. Andy Anderson shoves Payne. Payne with a right to the side of the head, couple of forearms there. Andy goes in with some forearms as well. Payne there with the side of the head. Andy raked the eyes. As Payne is there, I'm joined now by Jason Boyd. We saw Andy Anderson with the beautiful ball besties. Wow, huge blow right to the shoulders of Payne. We saw Andy Anderson in the beautiful ball besties, part of tradition. Take on Payne, Bill the Butcher, and Drew Adler here 2 weeks ago at our event. And Andy Anderson is getting in shape. Oh, my God. What a huge clothesline from Payne sends Andy Anderson. Oh, he is not happy here. Andy get a catch a case of the limber tail here as he heads to ringside trying to figure out what to do with the Monster Payne.
This is not going to be scientific at all.
Oh, absolutely not. We may see one of these guys get disqualified by throwing punches here. Andy Payne slides into the ring. Andy with some boots to the back. It's front and face lock now. Brooklyn Page down in there checking, make sure that it is. It looks like we got a chokehold now. Yep, she's right on top of that, and she's Andy going right for another chokehold. She's right in there checking the elbow and everything.
And Andy putting his foot on the ropes there to get some extra leverage.
Yep, absolutely. Andy choking Payne on using the bottom rope now for leverage.
Andy utilizes the count and goes right back to it.
Is Andy there just methodical now. He's got Payne down. He's doing what he can to keep Payne off of his feet to take away that power. It's not often you see a guy like Andy Anderson outmatched here power-wise with a man in the ring, but he is really tough here to have that happen with Andy Anderson and Payne going here as we see this matchup continue.
And Crew Jones has just joined us here at the booth. Crew, how you doing?
I'm just watching.
Crew Jones is here observing. After we saw him get involved last week, took over as ring announce after your matchup against Tyson Dean. Andy looks like he's setting up for a camel clutch submission almost.
Clutch. She says no.
She is saying no.
Right cheek to my right.
And Crew's on it again.
Yep. Classic Crew Jones here, pointing at the ladies out here in the crowd. They all come to see him wrestle. They're hoping that night comes back. Let's see here. Andy with a drop to the back of Payne. The matchup we're going to see in October Havoc here on October 25th down in Griffin. We're going to see Andy Anderson take on Drew Adler. We talked about this earlier. Andy Anderson taking on Drew Adler for the NWA Atlanta Heavyweight Championship.
That ought to be a phenomenal matchup. Two contrasting styles in that matchup.
Very much so. Andy Anderson, a former champion, losing the belt, the NWA Georgia Heavyweight belt to Tyson Dean last December down in that very arena in Griffin. Losing the belt here. We saw Andy go away for a couple of months, rehabbing a few injuries that he had, and he came back and joined Tradition.
Attitude change, if you will.
Oh, absolutely. Definite attitude swing. Definite new outlook. Definite new attitude there from Andy Anderson as he joined in with Tradition with Kurt Kilgore. Beautiful ball besties, all that sort of thing. And Andy is still in control of this matchup as he has cut off Payne. Oxygen during this matchup here. Crew Jones, as always, making friends in the crowd. Oh, Andy going for a whip, and Payne is not having it. Reversing Andy over the top rope to the floor goes Andy Anderson, and Payne had everything he could to send Andy out to ringside. Payne is going after Andy, even though he's not even taking time to rest for a minute.
Sounds like Crew Jones is having a good time here tonight.
Absolutely.
Have a good time everywhere I go, man.
I bet.
Crew, which hotel you guys at tonight? Where y'all at? Let's tell the ladies who are out in YouTube land.
We're going to Mama's in Griffin. Mama's in Griffin.
All right, so Mama's in Griffin.
They got a hotel. I won't tell.
Yeah, no tell hotel. Oh my gosh! Wow,
We got a
these
fight
two
on the
guys are
outside.
going out. They got a fight on the outside. They're now using fists at this point. Wow. We may have a count out here, a double count out. That's it. We're going to ring the bell. That's it. Uh-oh. Wow. Andy Anderson's out here. This match is a draw. Double count out. Andy Anderson's out here. Bill the Butcher and Payne are at ringside now. The Beautiful Ball Besties have come out. They've attacked Bill the Butcher and Payne here now. And we got a 3-on-2 matchup. I don't know where Drew Adler's at. Drew Adler needs to come out here and get involved with this. I'm not sure what's going on. This is devolved. Drew Adler's now out of the back. Over here near us now. Drew with a suicide dive. Wow. Drew Adler cleans house. He even took out his own partners. Now he's after Andy Anderson.
Where did he come from?
He came from back there. Drew Adler's now in the ring. Andy Anderson here in the entrance ramp. Bill the Butcher and Payne are down. Beautiful Ball Besties are heading to the back. Anderson said 2 weeks. Drew Adler wants a piece of him. Drew Adler wants a piece of Andy Anderson after everything that's happened. October 25th, this matchup is going to come to a head, as are the tag team titles here. I tell you what. Wow. Drew Adler standing tall here in the ring.